Hi everyone, C Chronicles here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're a first timer here, my content is mostly fragrance reviews, fashion videos, lifestyle videos, and some vlogs. If you're a first timer here, I do hope you will find that interesting enough for you to stay. All you have to do is click the red subscribe button and join the family. Now, if you're returning, thank you so much guys for always supporting this channel. You are appreciated. Do consider following me on Instagram. I go by the name C Chronicles. There, I'm going to insert a little video, just for you, for ease of reference. Now, to the business of the day, I have two fragrances in front of me that I'm going to review in this one particular video. Okay, I have more than, I think, about 4 or 5 subscribers, because I had these fragrances right there. Okay, I had them in that pink shrine. So I had them behind me, and I had guys come over here say, oh, please, could you review those ones? Okay, could you review the Fragrance World Shalina Royal Essence and Shalina Exclusive? So these are not similar by any means, but they're duping. This one is going to be duping Parfums de Mali Delina Exclusive, and this one's going to be duping the original, which is Delina. So I'm going to tell you my thoughts. The good thing is I do have Delina, and I've got Delina on this arm. I do actually own that bottle, so I've been doing a sniff test, and I have a little vial from Notino of Delina Exclusive, and I've actually sprayed it on here. So I've been doing a test on that and comparing it with these. So I'm here to tell you my thoughts. I'm going to spray this one, which is a Shalina, on this side again, just to refresh my memory. Sorry, it actually almost sprayed the camera. I'm going to spray it on this arm. So if you care for the atomizer, that's how the atomizer is. It gives off like a mist burst. Okay, now to get this first one out of the way, the notes that I managed to find off the Fragrance World website was a bergamot lychee, some nutmeg rhubarb in the top, lily of the valley, some peony, rose, vanilla, frankincense, and musk. I'm not sure if these are the exact same notes that obviously the Delina, the Parfums de Mali Delina has. I'm not sure, but I'm just going by what I found. Okay. This one opens up with like a sour greenish rhubarb, okay, that you're gonna get there immediately, and that juicy like a lychee, which is prominent there, and also coupled with that Turkish rose that adds again to like an almost green lemony feel to it. And that's what I get with Shalina, which is almost similar to what I get with the original anyway. Now there's a bergamot here, which is also evident. You can actually smell it. The bergamot comes off as a bit, it's also a bit soury, so it probably complements again, that lemony, it complements that lemony Turkish rose. So just based off of that, you're gonna get like a sour top, but it's obviously carrying that rose, okay? Because if you use Delina, you know that it's a rose kind of mix, okay? There's a rhubarb, of course, there that is also doing the most. A spicy nutmeg as well, you can expect that. I get that here, okay? And then there's the florals there that are, they're not heavy, but they're there, okay? So it is a warm, seductive fragrance. That is what I can say about this one, okay? It also has some woods there, but all this is also in moderation, okay? So the woodiness here is just there maybe to tie it up so that it gets a little bit of some depth in there. Everything is moderately done, very rosy in nature with that sour rhubarb. And just to make sure that I don't overrate this in case somebody smells it differently, I get a fragrance that is 75 to 85% similar to the original. I'm not here to say buy this, but I'm saying if you cannot afford the original and you don't have a problem with buying, some of these substitutes, this is one recommendation I'll give out there. I don't really care much for the bottle, the tassel. I don't think they had to go this far. But in terms of the juice itself, I get something that is really almost identical to the original, to a point that it is remarkable. I was surprised. I was just thinking to myself, how on earth do these people do this? Okay, because it is good and it does have a decent lasting power. I get about 6 hours. Of course, the original is probably is going to do a little bit more than that, but I get 6 hours, and for the price, this is something that you can always reapply. The second one is going to be this one, okay, and I'm going to spray it on this arm, but I have test run it as well, so this is not a first impression. So this is Shalina, okay, this is Shalina Exclusive, okay, from the same company, Fragrance World. Now there is something here that's a bit powdery. That's the only thing that is kind of it's kind of like too prominent there. You get the powderiness from the top. Now I do understand that this has a musk, and musk, it dries down musky, so it will be powdery. So I think there is something there that you get from almost the top to a point where this is this of the two, or maybe let me just say both of them, you may want to let sit for a while, because when I got it first off and I sprayed it, the powderiness was a bit too much to me. And then my daughter always does these, tests with me, because she also is now getting a little bit obsessed with fragrances. And the first thing she says is, it reminds me of baby antibiotic, what you used to give me as a baby when I was ill. And I was like, oh, okay, I remember, how they serve that syrupy, like a strawberry syrupy or banana-y, whatever, syrupy antibiotic. It's the powderiness that made her say this. However, the fragrance itself does have lychee in the top, which is quite juicy, and you get that. And you get the Turkish rose as well. There's some oud here, some incense, some vanilla, some amber. So the oud here is nothing to run away from. Even the woods, it is very moderate. So it is a fragrance that is not going to pull woodsy or oudi or anything like that, but there is an inclusion of that because the notes do say so. So I'm thinking maybe the incensiness here is coming off from the mix of the mix of the possibly the rose or some other ingredient that is here, or the pear or whatever, that is giving it off like a powdery thing. So you're gonna get a little bit of an overdose powdery thing, but it is a beautiful fragrance as well. It is sweet, it is luxe in nature. There's a tropical fruitiness there as well. There is that rose again, like I said, a juicy lychee and a pear combined, and it is quite pronounced in the juicy and in this pear and the lychee. That is going to be a bit on the upside. You're going to feel that almost immediately. Although the lychee and the pear is doing the most, it doesn't like turn this to become or pull this to become an aquatic scent, because those two combined can actually pull a fragrance to lean aquatic. This does not turn aquatic by any means. I don't get a bitterness of the bergamot. So in as much as there is an inclusion of the bergamot is in there as a note, I'm not getting any sourness or bitterness or anything like that. To me, the bergamot is almost non-existent. However, it is listed as a note. Okay, so intense, like powdery rose. That is what to expect from Shalina exclusive. And the woods are probably there just to make it, to give it again some weight, because woods can often be used, for that, to tie a fragrance together, to make sure that it's just not too like a flimsy fragrance. So it is generally a good fragrance. It dries down very powdery. Like I said, that it opens up with that powderiness. It's almost distinct, and it also dries down again very powdery, but still carrying that rose, and it still maintains a little bit of some sweetness there. So in a nutshell, that is what I can say about Shalina exclusive. Now, in terms of comparing it with the little tester that I got from Notino, this one is a perfect fragrance on its own. It does have a lot of similarities, but they didn't quite get it as accurate as they did with this one. This, like I said, guys, I can hardly tell the difference. But with this one, I think they were trying to go, for that luxe way the lychee interprets in Delina exclusive. There is that luxe pear lychee thing there that goes on there with the Turkish rose, and the mix there is quite complex, done to precision. I think that is where this one kind of sort of like misses the mark, and for that reason I'm gonna give this one like a, let's say, 45% similarity. However, if it's a perfect fragrance on its own, it's a perfect fragrance on its own, but I'm just saying, in comparison, if I'm to compare these two, this they nailed. I'm tempted to say it's 95% similar. This, I see no difference. It could also be the fact that I just have a little vial of this as well as an oil, so maybe that is not adequate for me to actually do a proper testing. But I get something in here that turns a little bit too powdery, to a point that for some people it might be something that bothers them, but it does have the DNA. Would you wear this and somebody think you were wearing the original? I absolutely think so, especially this one. In terms of this one, maybe maybe it leans a bit too powdery and less sweet. Maybe that is the only thing that would discredit this one, but it does also have a DNA to a point that you can tell that it is inspired by that fragrance. So yeah, these are the two guys from Fragrance World, and one is Shalina Royal Essence, the other one is Shalina Exclusive. I hope you found this video helpful, or this review helpful to those that wanted to know. Please let me know in the comment section what you think. These fragrances go for next to nothing. Okay, C Chronicles is my name. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. Do let me know in the comment section if you own any of these or any of the Fragrance World fragrances, and tell me what you think about them. Lasting power from both, you get about 6 hours. You may need to reapply, and that's also depending on the sprays. Obviously, if you spray more, you might get more. Sillage is beastly. Oh, I had forgotten about that. This leaves a trail, guys. It leaves a trail. It's room filling. It's got like a massive sillage. This one, because of the powderiness, it's okay. It does project for about maybe an hour and a half, and then it then becomes like a you know, just then sticks, it stays around you. Like this video if you like it. Let me know what you think. Turn on post notifications, that way you will be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you so much for joining me, and remember, smelling good is a form of good manners. Cheers.